Are you raising a spoiled child? Now, before you get all defensive, let me tell you, this isn't about judging anyone. This is about facing some hard truths because the truth is, folks, a lot of parents out there are raising entitled kids and it's causing big problems. We're talking kids who think the world revolves around them, kids who throw tantrums when they don't get their way, kids who have no idea what it means to work for something. And you know what? It's not entirely their fault. We, as parents, have to own up to our part in this. So, if you're brave enough to take a good, hard look in the mirror and ask yourself, is my child spoiled? Then keep watching because I'm about to break down the 10 shocking signs you need to watch out for. Is your child's behavior out of control? Let's talk tantrums, folks. All kids have them, right? But there's a big difference between a toddler melting down and a 10-year-old throwing a fit. If tantrums are used as a weapon, that's a big red flag. It means they haven't learned to regulate their emotions. Do you want your child embarrassing you in the grocery store? No, you want them to handle disappointment and communicate effectively. Does this sound familiar? You buy your child a brand new toy, the hottest item on the market, and they play with it for 5 minutes before demanding something else. Or you plan a fun-filled weekend only to be met with complaints and whining. If your child is never satisfied with what they have, no matter how much you give them, then you've got a problem. This constant dissatisfaction is a sign of entitlement, a belief that they deserve everything and nothing is ever good enough. And here's the kicker. The more you give in to these demands, the worse it gets. You're essentially feeding the beast, teaching your child that they can get whatever they want by simply complaining enough. It's time to break this cycle. No, it's a simple word, but for some kids, it's like a foreign language. They just don't understand it, or rather, they refuse to accept it. If your child throws a tantrum every time you say no, then it's time to reassess. Setting boundaries teaches your child about limits and that they can't always have what they want. Boundaries are the guardrails on the road of life. They keep your child safe and help them navigate the world with confidence. Do you have a mini dictator ruling your household? Do they expect you to cater to their every whim, to drop everything and fulfill their demands? If so, then you're dealing with entitlement. This sense of entitlement, this belief that they are owed everything, is a dangerous path. It leads to a lack of empathy, an inability to understand that other people have needs and feelings too. And let's be real, folks, no one wants to be around someone who's constantly demanding and entitled. It's not attractive, it's not endearing, and it's certainly not going to win them any friends or influence. So, how do you break free from the entitlement trap? It starts with setting clear expectations, with teaching your child that the world doesn't revolve around them. When was the last time your child said thank you without being prompted? When was the last time they expressed genuine gratitude for something they have? If you're drawing a blank, then it's time to have a serious talk about gratitude. Gratitude is a powerful emotion. It shifts our focus from what we lack to what we have. It fosters contentment and it strengthens relationships. But it's not something that comes naturally to children. It's a learned behavior. And it's a behavior that we as parents need to model and encourage. Start by expressing gratitude yourself, by pointing out the good things in your life. Kids can be crafty, can't they? They're masters of manipulation, experts at pushing your buttons to get what they want. They might resort to tears, tantrums, guilt trips, or even flattery. And the worst part is they often do it unconsciously. but just because they're not doing it on purpose doesn't mean it's acceptable. Manipulation is a toxic behavior that needs to be addressed head on. The first step is recognizing the signs. Is your child always trying to pit you against the other parent? Do they make promises they never keep? Do they use guilt as a weapon? Once you've identified the manipulative tactics, it's time to set some firm boundaries. Entitlement might seem like a harmless childhood trait, but let me tell you, folks, it has serious consequences. Entitled children grow up to be entitled adults, and that can have a ripple effect on their relationships, their careers, and their overall well-being. Think about it. Who wants to be friends with someone who's always demanding and self-centered? Who wants to hire someone who thinks they're above doing certain tasks? Who wants to be in a relationship with someone who's incapable of empathy and compromise? The truth is, entitlement is a recipe for disaster. We all make mistakes, right? It's part of being human, but it's what we do after we make those mistakes that truly defines us. If your child never takes responsibility for their actions, if they always blame others or make excuses, then you've got a problem. Accountability is about owning up to our choices, learning from our mistakes, and making amends when necessary. It's a vital life skill that builds character, integrity, and resilience. But accountability doesn't just happen overnight. It's something that needs to be taught and reinforced from a young age. Start by holding your child accountable for their actions, even if it's something as simple as not putting away their toys. Respect is the cornerstone of any healthy relationship, whether it's with family, friends, or colleagues. If your child is disrespectful to others, if they talk back, interrupt, or ignore boundaries, then it's time to address the issue head on. Disrespectful behavior is often a cry for attention, a way for children to assert their independence or test limits. But it's crucial to nip this behavior in the bud before it becomes ingrained. Start by modeling respectful behavior yourself. Treat your child with respect, even when they're driving you crazy. Listen to their opinions, validate their feelings, and communicate clearly and calmly. In today's world, it's easier than ever for kids to develop an entitled attitude towards money. They see their parents swiping credit cards, they get bombarded with advertising, and they often have little understanding of where money comes from or how hard you have to work for it. Teaching your child about the value of money is one of the greatest gifts you can give them. It empowers them to make smart financial decisions. It fosters a sense of responsibility, and it helps them appreciate the things they have. Start by having open and honest conversations about money. Explain how you earn money, how you budget, and why it's important to save. Give them opportunities to earn their own money through chores or allowance, and teach them how to manage it wisely. So, there you have it, the 10 shocking signs your child might be spoiled. Remember, this isn't about judging anyone. It's about empowering you to raise respectful, responsible, and well-rounded individuals. It's never too late to make changes, to break bad habits, and to instill the values that will serve your child well throughout their lives. Start by implementing the strategies I mentioned in this video and watch as your child transforms into the best version of themselves. And if you found this video helpful, please give it a big thumbs up, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel for more parenting tips and advice. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next time.